CollingsThodeNetwork. We should scooch down a little bit. Get you more in the center of the frame as we are live in Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. What has been an exciting long time coming in the room of Nolan for a change.
Yeah, shout out. We got my decorations, LeBron above my head, some Iceland pictures above Curtis's head there. Jim Kelly, Bills legend. We'll be getting to the Bills, obviously. We're talking NFL playoffs and then just leading into the Super Bowl here because the big game is this week.
The huge game is this week. I've been looking forward to it, and obviously you guys have too. As on the CollingsThodeNetwork here, the live watch along of the Trash Bowl, that Patriots versus Broncos game. Hey, you guys seem to enjoy that one, so we're gonna do the same for the Super Bowl. At least I'll be live for that one. I know he's got a flag football game like just beforehand, so we'll see if we can get him in there.
Yeah, game at 5:00. The big game at 6:30, so a little bit tight timing. My team captain's a Patriots fan, so
A little awkward.
we'll have to make do. But yeah, I mean, we want to start from the beginning and just go through the playoffs. So, Panthers-Rams, that was the first game.
It was a. I don't want to say heartbreaker as the resident Panthers fan because it filled me with hope. It filled me with a lot of hope. It was like when the Toronto Maple Leafs lost to the Capitals for the first time. It proved to me that the Panthers really are a legit team. We hung in there with the Rams that hung in there with the Seahawks like till the last snap, it felt like, in that final game. And it's all about this offseason for the Panthers to see if they step up into that upper tier of teams. But I think it's more than doable.
Yeah,
I was loving this game right up until the end.
for sure. I mean, the pregame spread was -10 for the Rams. Like the Panthers finished the season 8-9, and I think people paid too much mind into that, thinking they're not good. They don't deserve to be here, but they were, a defensive stop away from pulling off that upset in the fourth quarter there. The note I had was just Jalen Coker in that game was phenomenal. 9 receptions, 134 yards, and a big touchdown. You got to be happy about him moving forward.
In that game, he had either equal to or more or just about the same amount of stats Xavier Legette had all season.
Wow.
In one game. It was pretty close, or
Yeah.
at least if you combine the Falcons and Jets game. It was, what a game for Coker. So he's the real deal. He just needs the reps, the snap counts, the snap percentage. Starting this year injured and coming into camp a little bit out of shape by his own admission definitely didn't help. So now this year it's Jalen Coker season.
Yeah, I think with a full healthy offseason, him and Bryce have great chemistry. He's going to be a great deep sleeper in fantasy drafts next year. Just like a guy that you can plug and play in your flex spot.
And so that leaves my question to you being the Rams are a good team. We know they're a good team. The Panthers brought them that close to beating them. Like, what does that prove to you that the Rams were, like, are they close game merchants because they did the same against the Bears? Or does this prove to you that the Panthers and Bears are now, a little higher up than people see them?
For sure. I think the Panthers, the expectation is for them to improve now. Like, a year of regression would suck for them, and going to the Rams, it takes skill to win close games. Like it does. Obviously, it'd be better to win every game by 3 possessions, but that final drive, they just moved the ball at will. That Colby Parkinson touchdown was a thing of beauty. Like
It was. I got to give him respect for that. To catch that ball, stay in bounds, reach for the pylon, all in one motion. Against a good defender, too. That was on, I think, Morig, or it was Jackson, one of the two. But a good defender in their own right. Like, hats off.
Yeah, Rams move on, but the Panthers, they come out winners of that game. Like, fans were staying in the stands, cheering them on as they left. I think vibes are high in Carolina, and they haven't been for a while, so I think you're happy with this season and how it turned out. And say what you will about like them making the playoffs, like that's why you want to make the playoffs even if you don't like win. Like just to have something like that is something to build on for a team. Like I think this season for them is a better result than if they went 6-11 and had a top 10 pick. Like
agreed, fully agreed. And now we get pick 19, which is nothing to scoff at, especially in football. And you were mentioning a team that hadn't had a lot to cheer for, finally getting some hope, and that's very similar to the next team that we're going to be talking about, the Bears, that picked up a huge win over the Packers, getting the cheese graters out.
Yeah, that was a great game. I'm glad that rivalry is kind of back. Like, I started watching football in the early 2010s, and I was told that it was a great rivalry, but pretty much all I saw was the Packers dominating the Bears, especially with Aaron Rodgers. Even when the Bears had good teams with that like Khalil Mack defense, the Packers were still kind of like, Aaron Rodgers was the owner of the Chicago Bears. So now there's a little bit of a back and forth. The note I wrote was, poor Jordan Love. Like, he had 323 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks in that game. And it won't be remembered at all because they lost. And it sucks, but I don't know. Where do you point the finger in that collapse? Is it coaching? Is it the kicker who missed 2 field goals and an extra point? I don't know. It's tough. And I think that game is a good example of like just how losing, like the team that's losing is kind of playing with, house money, and the team that's winning is like, we can't make a mistake, and they play scared, and I don't know.
It also hurts that the team who's winning was missing their best defensive player, Micah Parsons. And was Ed Cooper still out at this time? Or was he back?
I think he might have been back.
But yeah, he still missed a lot of time this season too. Like, their defense was shot after that immaculate start that they had.
Yeah, you make a good point about Parsons. They did not win a game after Parsons went down. And obviously I think they're better than, a team to not win a game. They kind of like threw in the towel because they had already locked up the 7 seed like late in the season there, just trying to get healthy for the first round of the playoffs. But yeah, I mean, hoping for a speedy recovery. I'd like to see Micah back on the field like week 1 next season, but I don't know. It's an ACL tear. Like, it's different for everybody.
Yeah. We both were very high on the Packers going into the season, and so it was kind of heartbreaking to see that result from them. But, one last note I had for the Bears here is just Caleb Williams proving to be the real deal. This was that game that everyone was like, all right, let's put this guy in conversations, and we'll see if he lives up to those conversations. But this was his coming out party, I feel like, to be everyone knew he was good, but now everyone's like, okay, this guy is legit. He's up there. I saw some people saying that he is a one-of-a-kind quarterback. I'm like, all right, let's pump the brakes a little.
Yeah, he made a throw. It was like 4th and 6 to keep that game going. Just like an incredible on the run, like cross-body throw, or he was moving left, throws it with his right. Like, I don't know. He's a special talent, and yeah, very entertaining to watch.
So we'll see. And then my last note is just DJ Moore is actually winning games for once in his career. So good for DJ Moore.
Yeah, although, I don't know, Bears fans, from what I've seen on social media, seems like he might not be a Bear next season. But, I mean, that's because they have faith in, Luther Burden and Loveland. Like, these rookies were really coming out for them this season. And then Rome Odunze, year 2 player, who started the season really strong and then kind of battled some injury and was a little bit disappointing to finish the year. But I don't know. I think the Bears will be back, and they have their quarterback, they have their coach, and they won this game. We'll be talking about them again.
And it was not an upset. Like, they were meant to win this game. It's like they're just not this down and out team. They're this 2 seed.
Yeah, 2 seed.
And but moving on, we'll be talking about the first upset of the playoffs. The Bills beat the Jags, if you want to call that an upset.
Yeah, I think
I wouldn't, but that's just me.
The line might have closed at like -1 Jags. Like, it was super close, a bit of a coin flip. But I don't know. Like, I think that coin flip was just a respect thing because the Bills have been in the playoffs and the Jags are kind of new. But like, the Jags were 13-4, riding at the second hottest win streak of the season leading into this game. Both the defense and the offense were playing great. I had a little bit of like hesitancy to fully say like, oh, the Bills are going to win this game. I thought it was going to be a good game, and it was a great game.
Absolutely. Came down to the final drive. Well, second last drive.
Yeah, watching the game with my dad.
Long-time Bills fan.
Yeah, I said to him in like the second quarter, if this game comes down to Trevor Lawrence needing to go down and score the ball, I'll feel pretty good.
Keep in mind, he's third in MVP voting.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be third place.
Yeah. And he threw a pick into tight coverage. Tre'Davious White was great in that game. Cole Bishop in the right place, right time.
That was the first pass of the drive, too.
Yeah.
He didn't give his team a chance.
Just ended right away.
Ugh.
And some narratives. It was Josh Allen's first playoff road win, first playoff fourth quarter game-winning drive.
Now, you guys are the home team in a lot of the playoff games you do have, to be fair. Most of the time you are on the road, it is the Chiefs, I feel like.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly.
Like to be fair to Josh Allen for not having a road win.
It's like
yet.
we didn't win at Arrowhead, and then Houston, his first time he made the playoffs.
True. That was CJ Stroud's first win.
No,
that was way back. Oh.
That was the massage.
Yeah, the D-digger. Yeah.
But yeah, this game got me believing again because we went out and we beat a tough team on the road, and going into the playoffs, we knew we were gonna have to do that 3 times over. Just the way that it was, we were the 6th seed. It hurts, and playing at home is a big advantage. And it sucks that Highmark did not get one last playoff game. They'll be playing in a new stadium next year, but a big win. And the Jags shut down James Cook, and we persevered. That was kind of our offense most of the season, and this game had to be a bit more of a Josh Allen passing game, and he looked great.
And unfortunately, that would be all you guys got to celebrate this postseason. Same as my team, as unfortunately different situations there. But moving on, we'll get into that when we get to the second rounds. We're going to now talk about the game right here that I'm now noticing that I got wrong. It was Eagles versus 49ers. The Eagles were hosting that game.
Niners faithful probably showed up and showed out.
Yeah, you would hope so. I feel like they travel well.
Yeah. I mean, the note I had on this game was it was kind of the tale of 2 teams in their entire seasons. San Francisco found a way to win, and the Eagles found a way to lose.
Did they ever?
I was looking at the box score. They didn't turn the ball. They probably turned it over on downs. But no picks for Hurts, no fumbles or anything like that. Yet they only put up 19 points. They had a chance to win the game at the end. They couldn't do it. Saquon ran for over 100 yards. I'm like, I don't know. This seems like the recipe for an Eagles playoff win, but the Niners just figured it out. Even though Purdy threw 2 picks.
Yeah, that's the thing, is the Niners figured it out and the Eagles never did. To your point of the Eagles found a way to lose, A.J. Brown, 3 drops that were crucial in this game. And then I don't know if you counted how many punts the Eagles had, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a good amount.
Yeah.
And the amount of times that the Eagles found themselves on 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 12, and just ran 4 verts.
Yeah.
It's Roman Anthony, right? That was the OC there.
Kevin Patullo.
That was it. Patullo, thank you. Roman Anthony was in the Chargers. Something like that. And either way, football terrorists. I like to refer to them as, because disgusting, absolutely disgusting work. It's like, we know Jalen Hurts can be a good playoff quarterback. We know it for a fact. We've seen it. He beat Mahomes. He beat Mahomes.
His 2 performances in those 2 Super Bowls are some of the greatest QB performances we've seen. And then I don't know, when they lose, it looks bad on him. Do you think AJ Brown has played his final game as an Eagle?
Come on. I think if the Super Bowl's lost, I think the A.J. Brown to the Patriots vibe is still very high. And I think if the Patriots lose, then Diggs is going to be gone, because who knows with him? He might, he might throw a fit. That.
There's a pending strangulation case that they're moving into the off season.
So who knows what happens with that? But it makes you think. AJ Brown, Mike Vrabel, there's a prime connection there, and they still who's to say they don't put Diggs and Brown together?
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
could work.
I could see it.
Yeah,
I could see him going to another AFC East team, Bills maybe.
Yeah, that would be.
He does have a fat contract. I don't know. I find he has been very every season ends the same for him almost. He's mad, but then mid off season he's just I've come around.
I want to win football games, and here in Philly is where I'm gonna do it.
I think it could come down if he stays into next season, them having to choose between the coach and the receiver, and I don't know. I feel like the ownership group likes Sirianni.
Yeah. You think that's where the rift exists?
For sure. They have beef on the sideline all the time.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
But Shanahan, to the Niners' credit, Shanahan, great head coach. He just knew what he was going into in that game and made up a great game plan. They had a couple, that first drive, they just drove down the field, touchdown. Then they struggled a bit. Then they pulled out a trick play. Jawan Jennings.
Shout out. I have it in my notes. Shout out Jawan Jennings,
who played QB, I believe.
Yes, he did.
But also just I don't know. If you're an NFL player, I feel like you've tossed around a football enough to
We've seen big
your
men
name's
throw
called
touchdowns
upon.
before. And it's like that touchdown though was impressive. It had some yardage.
It was
had
impressive.
yardage. So
And then like also just the McCaffrey catch, I feel like because it was a crazy trick play and Jawan Jennings making that throw, the catch was overlooked. But like people don't realize how hard like an over the shoulder
back of the end zone
in pads.
Yeah.
Like it. McCaffrey, incredible season. This Niners team, maybe wasn't supposed to be here, but they got a playoff win. They beat the defending champs.
And unfortunately, this was the game Kittle went down, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Which it felt like vibes were so zapped.
Yeah.
After that, and it was evident afterwards, and yeah, it was something that they couldn't really recover from. It felt like, and talking about vibes being down from injuries. Moving on to Chargers Patriots, that O-line. My notes first line is just, how bad can an O-line truly be?
Mm-hmm.
I thought Bryce Young had it bad in his rookie season. This was one of the worst single game performances I've ever seen in my time watching football.
Yeah, I mean preseason. I don't know if it was in like a preseason game or in practice, but Rashawn Slater out for season, and then early in the year Joe Alt out for season. Those were their big 2 tackles. And it was kind of just like, I don't know, like the AFC is tough, so maybe that's going to keep them from getting in the playoffs. But somehow, some way, they found a way to get into the playoffs. And I don't know, I kind of believe that they might have found a way in this game, but it really did catch up to them in this game. And 3 points on the board.
That's the other thing, too, like how they could have found a way. They could have found a way because the Patriots weren't that good.
No.
Other than their defense, I will say their defense was astounding. Respect where it's due. But that offense was awful.
Yeah.
Again, and this is a running theme with the Patriots, their offense has not been good this playoffs.
Yeah. No, the defense is great. It is very like reminiscent of the early 2000s Patriots with Brady, like rookie Brady, not needing to go out there and play hero ball or anything like that. It was Drake May's first game, and I think for him it was a perfect first game. Like, hey Drake, you have to score 4 points to win this game. Obviously in hindsight, but like, he threw a pick, he fumbled the ball twice, lost it once, and then it was a 9-3 game basically until fourth quarter, and then finds Hunter Henry to put the game away. It was just a frustrating game. I didn't really watch that one much. The note I wrote was just okay.
I think it was okay.
It felt more of like a crappy mid-season Thursday night football game than
than
the Sunday night football wild card weekend game.
And then speaking of crappy football games, we have the 4-seeded Steelers versus the 5-seeded Texans, where the Texans would pick up a dub. It's so crappy it didn't even make it on our graphic today.
Yeah, my notes were Christian Kirk. Eight receptions, 144 yards, and a touchdown.
He's making you falsely a believer in him in fantasy next year, which do not draft him. I promise you, he's not going to do this. Don't listen to this man either if he tells you otherwise.
Yeah, I don't know. He was sneaky, and then Aaron Rodgers' potential final pass was a pick 6.
Hilariously, Mason Rudolph got in this game.
He did?
Yeah.
Which... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Steelers, it was just another Steelers season where, like, they should have rebuilded, but they didn't. They found a way to squeak into the playoffs, and everybody knew that they were just going to lose in the wild card
Tomlin
round.
special.
Yeah, and now he's finally gone, which is very interesting because they've never had a different coach in, like, our watching lifetimes of the NFL. So it's going to be weird, but I don't know. Then they go Mike McCarthy.
That's what I was going to say. What's your, yeah.
Here's my take on that. They pride themselves in having all these like long-term head coaches, like Bill Cowher before was like the coach for like 20 years, Tomlin for 20 years. Like they've only had like 4 coaches in their history or something like that. I just can't see Mike McCarthy continuing that. Like I see him lasting 5 years max, maybe.
The thing I hear about him, the only upside that I have is that he has been a fantastic quarterback developer and a fantastic quarterback drafter. We've seen him develop Dak to the point where he is now, as well as Rodgers, Dak, as well as getting a crazy amount of wins out of Cooper Rush. in that one season.
True.
Like, they still made the playoffs. They were still a good team. Cooper Rush played 5 or 6 games, and they won, I think, 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
He kept the season alive, and we're thinking maybe this is going to be good for Will Howard. Maybe this is going to be good for whoever they bring in. He's got a good eye for that, but he's kind of a loser, if we're being honest with each other, in the same way Tomlin was.
Yeah, I find it to be a bad hire for the direction this team needs to go in, because the one thing that's on McCarthy's resume too is that like he's coached playoff teams that, you know, win 10, 11 games, make the playoffs. It's like they should have gone young, a guy who's like, okay, I have like 5 years to turn this thing around, build a roster. But they went Mike McCarthy, who, I don't know, I feel like could be one and done if they go like 6-11, just because the ownership's like, we're the Steelers, we should
have a guy, name.
Yeah. And I don't know, Texans looked in this game, 2 defensive touchdowns, so like kind of like
again, it's
misleading 30-6 win.
Yeah.
And yeah, CJ Stroud,
he was fine.
He was fine, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's that guy, and we'll get into that in the divisional round.
We will be getting into that in the divisional round, but first we'll have to talk about the other teams in the divisional round, which unfortunately does bring us to the first game that was played. Broncos versus Bills.
Yeah, I just wrote, where do I begin? I think this game emphasizes the turnover battle and how important it is. This season, we lost week 5 to the Patriots, lost the turnover battle. We lost to the Falcons, we lost the turnover battle. We lost to the Dolphins, we lost the turnover battle. It's just like, it's such a recipe for failure when you're turning the ball over more than you turn the other team over. But somehow, some way, like when Josh Allen fumbled to start the second half, which like, yes, he fumbled the ball, but he's also like, his blind side gets sacked, and like I don't know, what do you want him to do there to like not fumble the ball there? It wasn't like the first fumble where he was like trying to do too much and then fumbled.
That was one of the most cringe plays in football history. It's up there for one of the just most like, ooh,
we didn't need to
ever.
do that, and we shot ourselves in the foot. We're down 13. Somehow we were up in the fourth quarter, and I don't know, it felt like we were going to win because we were shutting down the Broncos offense. They weren't great, and then we were up 4, 2 minutes left. We were up 4, 2 minutes left, and they had a 3rd and 11. And if we got the stop there, they probably would have punted because they had the timeouts and all that.
Yeah.
We didn't get the stop, and, you know, Broncos went down, scored a touchdown. Then we got a field goal to send it OT, which is another underrated thing. Like, you know, in 50 seconds, we got into field goal range. We had a chance to win the game there, too. But, yeah, it's tough. In terms of the Cooks catch or interception, I don't disagree that it was an interception, to be honest. I just hate how, like, when the game was over, it went, like, in, like, a 6-play span, that play, then 2 PI calls that, like, gave them, like, 50 yards of field position to get a chip-in field goal to win the game. It's just, it is tough when a game feels like it's almost decided by a call that a ref makes. And I don't know. Not that I'm saying, like, they sold us that game, but it is just a tough way to go. It's not like we just got flat out beat by the Broncos. We beat ourselves in that game, to be honest.
There's many dominoes that fell in a row, and the final call and those refs' decisions were one of the many dominoes of things that went wrong.
Yeah, and
turnovers and players not being as productive as they need to be, all that.
Yeah. Cook had 100 yards this game, but in like the fourth quarter he had like 2. Like, we were pretty much just like giving it to him on first down, getting nothing, and then it would be 2nd and long, 3rd and long, somehow pick it up. This game finally led to McDermott being fired, and people have their takes on that. Like, was it the right move? I just think, like, when he's supposedly a defensive-minded head coach, and, like, you look at our last, you know, X amount of playoff losses, and how many of those are we giving up, like, 28 to 35 points kind of, like, range?
And last-minute points.
Exactly.
Like, when you're meant to be the best defensively.
Yeah, exactly. Like, go back to 13 seconds. Like, like,
how does a defensive coach let that happen?
like Josh Allen put them up 3 points with 13 seconds left in the game. It's like, what do you want him to do? And that's another thing that I've noticed specifically with these playoffs, because, you know, there was so much Josh Allen like slander on my timeline after that game. It's just like, it's very toxic, and it's very quarterback toxic, I feel like.
Especially for a QB on a team that put up 30 points.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he overcame the fumbles, but then, you know, then I guess, I don't know, he threw a pick in OT. But I saw one tweet, 2 seasons in a row now, the Bills season, or Josh Allen's season, has ended. His final pass hit his receiver's hands.
Dang, that hurts.
It's like Cooks could have caught that ball. It was a 50-50 ball. I mean, it was. I honestly thought it was I don't think the defender picks it if Cooks doesn't like make that initial catch. And then the Chiefs last year, Dalton Kincaid could have caught it.
Oh yeah, you're saying.
And then Bo Nix gets hurt right after the game, and it's like, oh great, we lost for what?
Yeah, we lost so a team could play in what I labeled the trash bowl. So yeah,
it sucks. It'll be a long off season, and that's the thing. Like, when you're a contending team and you haven't gotten it done, the off seasons just feel so long. It's like you're trying to get to the point of being a game-winning drive away from going to the conference championship, giving yourself a chance to win the Super Bowl, and it's just like, when you lose and you know it's going to be an entire year before you even get the chance to get back there, it's just like, here we go again. I don't know.
Yeah, and speaking of teams with long off seasons, a very injured 49ers team getting their butts whooped by the Seahawks. That's going to be a long time of just kind of sadness, rehabilitation, and just praying to the football gods for a team that lost 41 to what, 6?
41 to 6.
41 to 6.
Yeah. That was a tough game for the Niners. That game made me like, not that I didn't think Seattle was legit before, but I thought like they could have been I mean, we hadn't seen Sam Darnold win a playoff game before. And yeah, they just purely dominated from wire to wire. Literally from the first play, Rashid Shaheed returns the touchdown.
Those are my 2 notes.
And
it's what a dominant victory. Literally the first play of the game.
Yeah.
And then just like you're saying, I wrote Seahawks look prime to make a Super Bowl, like to win the Super Bowl after this game. That was my turning point too.
Mm-hmm. All 3 phases, like, and Rashid Shaheed, they acquired him at the deadline, and it's like, as a receiver, he kind of gets overshadowed because they have, JSN, Barner, Cup. Like he made a big play in the NFC Championship, but he only had that one catch. It's like, it's so underrated having an elite return man. Like,
not wrong.
He returned a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, for like, not every team can do that. The difference between,
he ended the game immediately.
Legit. That the extra point that was kicked after that was the game deciding point when it was all said and done. And yeah, they just dominated that game. And like their game against San Francisco in Week 18 for the 1 seed, like that was much closer.
That was, well, anything was much closer than that game.
But it was a close game, so like clearly the bye week, the preparation, like they were ready. And
they're well coached. Mike Mike McDonald? Yeah, he is incredible. Like one of the more, he's getting his respect. One of the more underrated. Like he should be a household name. He's getting like to that level for me.
Absolutely. Yeah, the Seahawks look great, and Sam Darnold played phenomenally. Like, I think one game wasn't going to do it for a lot of people, like removing the like narrative of him not being that guy.
Even that game didn't do it for my dad.
Yeah. I mean, Kenneth Walker had 3 touchdowns. Like, the ground game was dominant. Charbonnet went down in that game, which, I don't know, could be like a blessing of this guy's.
Yeah.
He was efficient this year and the goal line guy, but I am glad that Kenneth Walker's getting just like the pure
he's gonna get paid,
workhorse.
Man. He's gonna get paid so much.
He's getting paid, whether it's in Seattle, that they have like the 5th most cap space next off season.
Way to build.
Yeah,
way to build
exactly.
this roster up.
I think they're not paying JSN yet. I feel like they have a pretty young defense too. Like both their corners, like
Darnold's not on a major deal.
No,
it's a good contract, but it's not major. I
just think if you're watching that game and you're Minnesota and you're stuck with 9, how does it feel? And it's so weird because like when it happened, like when it's like, okay, we're not keeping Darnold, we're gonna move forward with McCarthy. Like I think the majority of people thought like, okay, like that's the move like we were expecting.
Yeah. Oh, most people were expecting a placeholder 1 year from Darnold. That's why I traded him to you for pretty cheap in Dynasty. It's like these things that you never expect to see.
Yeah, I mean they went 9-8 with nine Brosmer and
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. He was probably the best quarterback in that room.
Legit. Poor Jefferson.
Yeah, bad year for him. And not talking about him here in a video like this is tough. It is tough.
Yeah, I'd like to see him back in the playoffs. Even the Vikings in general. Like I don't know.
Just not with 9 out. It's not gonna happen with him. Not with how tough the NFC is, with especially. 9? Yeah.
It's not gonna happen with 9.
It's not gonna happen with 9.
And here's the thing, like, I do get mad at the current state of the NFL and like how impatient they are sometimes with quarterback development. But then I watch JJ McCarthy play, and I'm like, I don't know. If I'm Minnesota, I'm kind of just like cutting our losses and giving up on him like already.
You watch him play in college, and you think the same thing. Like he was never remarkable. He's I
picked before Bo Nix.
Before Bo Nix, he is what is it? Quinn Ewers? That's the Dolphins like backup now. Like they're similar quarterbacks to me, honestly. Like one of them was just in a better. Well, they were both in good programs. One of them just won.
For sure. Yeah, college success does not always translate to like pro success,
especially when
I've
your
learned
team's
that in
cheating.
Basketball, I've learned that in football. Like until Tua and Bryce Young, like no Alabama QB had ever really like had success in the NFL. Like it was like AJ McCarron and stuff. It's like, but you would expect the best team has like a guy.
But no, all running backs only. And speaking of teams that guys that come from good colleges, not usually used to having good quarterbacks. The Ohio State University, with C.J. Stroud having one of the worst games of the season of any quarterback at any moment.
Yeah. Speaking of 9.
Yikes. Wow. Well, this was 7's moment here.
I call him 7. I wrote Stroud is lesser than Bryce Young in this. And I think
it's true.
Like, I think that rookie season is still carrying C.J. Stroud so heavy in the way that, like, I don't know, Burrow making the Super Bowl is carrying him. Although I like you watch him
last
play,
year,
Burrow's elite.
Like he was an MVP level guy last year.
But it's
but yeah,
could you imagine if Stroud and Bryce Young did what they did this year in their rookie years? Like who is telling you Stroud is the better quarterback? And that's what we're in. We're in the present. I think, and that's the thing. When you have a defense that's as good as that Texans defense, when you're the quarterback, you don't need to go out there and win the game. You just need to go out there and not lose the game. And that's what he did.
Why? Yeah, then why was he going out there trying to be Superman with the footwork of dreams, the footwork of nightmares?
Soon as Nico Collins left the Steelers-Texans game with a concussion, I was like, I think the Texans are done now. Like, it's just because is he a Nico Collins merchant?
It looks like it right now.
And
I mean, no running game. No running game doesn't help. Having Woody Marks be your best guy.
Yeah, he had 19 rushing yards.
And a fumble.
How many carries do you think he had to get 19 rushing yards?
I think he had, 11?
17.
17?! Oh, no!
Yeah, just an abysmal game. And then, as I was thinking about this game, it started to, and again, I'm not a Patriots hater. I'm a Bills fan, so like maybe slightly biased, but it's like their defense is playing amazing this playoffs. It's like, look at the offenses they've played.
Yeah.
Like, Chargers with no O-line.
The C.J. Stroud 7 with 4 picks
in the first half.
Oh my gosh.
I wasn't watching the first half live. I was just like watching it on my phone, and I was cheering for the Texans because I didn't want the Patriots to win, and I was just like, okay, the Texans have a chance here. The game would like pause, and then I'd be like, wait, what happened? Patriots ball? What? And then I look, it's like, C.J. Stroud threw another interception, and one of them being a pick six is so because
just defeating.
That's a touchdown. It's not a guarantee that their defense was going to give up a touchdown to the
especially
Patriots
the Texans. Like this was a game the Texans could have won straight
Absolutely. Up. They like even in that second half, they had a chance to overcome it, and then Woody Marks fumbles in the red zone.
Game over, basically. Yeah, it's so disappointing. Now the Patriots win, and they get to face Jarrett Stidham to
Yeah.
continue the cakewalk. Like, get out of town. That's so aggravating. We'll get into that, but first we have to talk about a naturally fun game. The Bears versus Rams, the OT thriller. The second OT game of the playoffs so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bills and
Broncos, and then this one here.
I'm trying to think of any other. I don't think so.
No, the first round wasn't.
Yeah. My note was just like, I thought the Bears were gonna do it. I thought they were gonna win this game. Like, Caleb makes the miraculous play, like backing up to the 40-yard line,
risking
Honestly,
losing 30 yards in one play.
Maybe being a hater, but like, I thought it could have been OPI too. Like,
just a bit.
Cole Kmet is on the defender, and then ball's in the air, and he separates from him. Like, kind of not a huge push, but like enough to where like he moves the guy the other way in the snow. The guy's not going to be able to make a play on it. Yeah. Whatever. They get the touchdown. It goes to overtime. They force a 3-and-out on the first drive. They're driving the ball, and then Caleb throws another pick.
Yeah.
DJ Moore, a little bit of miscommunication on that one.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
And yeah, I don't know. It's 2 games in a row with the Rams where like you could argue they weren't the better team maybe, but they still won, and that's the thing. Like, good teams find ways to win.
Yeah, they're the proven team both times. Again, they're facing 2 teams that it seems like wanted to win more. That's how I would call it. I don't know if they were better. They were better in that moment just because they were hungrier. But at the end of the day, the veteran leadership, and then Caleb Williams, he slings it. I could give him respect for that, but maybe that is going to be a downfall to this team, especially with Ben Johnson being a first-time head coach. That worries me that he's not going to be able to rein him in like a veteran coach would be able to the same way. But I don't know. It's tough because we're looking at just one specific game where it did screw them over. But someone like Stephen A. Smith, he quote says the Bears will win the Super Bowl in 3 years or in the next 3 years.
Yeah, that's bold. I just think they're not going to be the 2 seed every year. They're not going to be the NFC North champion every year. I think it could be a situation of like,
I think they lucked into it this year.
Yeah.
with the Micah Parsons injury. So yeah, to your point.
And I mean, yeah, they were a second half comeback away from just being a wild card exit. So I think pump the brakes a little bit. But the future is bright, and for Bears fans, like, this was the most fun season that they've had in a long time, and they really believe. But again, like, being a Bills fan, any team that comes out with this fun new QB and they're like, we're gonna win the Super Bowl in the next, it's like, who knows? You might be 9 years later and haven't made the Super Bowl. So let's see.
Yeah, there might be a lurk in Mahomes that they're not ready for in the NFC. Named Bryce Young. So we'll see as we move on to the conference games. The true 9. One day, that next season.
I love how that just like photo of him in the locker room being like they just photo like that's a good use of AI. It's just like, hey, ChatGPT, make Jalen Hurts JJ McCarthy like forever.
Forever tarnished.
He's just
forever a meme.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing.
Yeah. And
he'll be a celebrity though forever, no matter what happens in his career. Kind of like Johnny Manziel. Like, he'll be a celebrity.
Yeah.
Like, JJ McCarthy is going to be a known name. Well, that's also what happens for a lot of the like pretty boy quarterbacks. It's like they make it other ways.
He beat the Bears.
Beat the Bears.
Somehow.
First game of the season.
Yeah.
What a fourth quarter. Either way, 2 games below us. One good, one trash.
Yeah.
So we will spend a little bit less time. I'm not going to really say that much about the Trash Bowl, Broncos, Patriots, because I did a lot of that in my video that you guys loved here on the CollingsThodeNetwork. So thank you so much for that. And if you are tuning in still, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, as it does support the channel a huge amount. As getting into the snow game where in my notes I said the snow was the best part of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, just like it was something to it was like more entertaining than the game. It's like, oh, it's
players
really
are slipping.
Snowy.
Whoa.
But I also feel like Patriots fans in 15 years will tell you that that's the way it looked in the fourth quarter is the way it looked in the first quarter. It's like, no, you guys were kind of getting outplayed. Maybe not even kind of. Like,
well, they were. They fully were.
It was 7-7 at half. And their touchdown drive was they got the ball on the 12 because of a fumble.
Stidham, in one throw, had more yards than Drake May did in, I think, the entire first half. And then Stidham had more yards than Drake May did in the game. Of course, that was until the Patriots realized, okay, nothing but Drake May scrambles are working, so let's spam that.
Yeah.
Which won them the game, so hey, good
Stevenson
coaching.
up the middle or Drake May out to the outside.
Or a bootleg for Drake May.
Yeah.
Like, it worked, but like ugly football.
Yeah, and the note I have was Pats are back with a question mark. It's like,
Sure.
yes and no. It's like, I mean, hey, credit where's credit's due. They're in the Super Bowl. Like, sure, they had an easy schedule, but I saw someone make a point last night. It's like, then why doesn't every team with the easiest schedule make the Super Bowl? And it's like, that's a good point.
That's a good point.
But also, the regular season translated into the playoffs, like, easy schedule.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have to face Mahomes. They didn't have to face Josh Allen. They didn't have to face Lamar. And those are typically, you know, the scary teams you don't want to face in the playoffs. And I don't know, their defense played fine, but also just like,
yeah,
it was Jared Stidham, and then
Jared
it became
Stidham.
snowy, and then like the Broncos got the ball down 3 like 4 times in that fourth quarter, and then like did nothing. And then hey, credit to the guy who blocked a field goal.
Yes,
because
hand on it.
Because how does that game finish if it's a 10-10 game there with like 5 minutes left? Who knows?
RJ Harvey wasn't that bad in the snow either. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not a believer in him because I find every time he gets the ball, his first move is like backwards, because then he's the kind of guy who gets it and then tries to go like 2 yards backwards to like get more
a whole
yards.
new hole. Yes.
So they would like do like a screenplay on first down, and then he'd lose 2 yards. It's like,
oh yeah, my dad was getting quite.
It was a frustrating game. Also, too, like
watching that.
Yes, it was Stidham. Yes, they were missing like Troy Franklin and I don't know, some other receiver, I'm sure, J.K. Dobbins, but like I'm beginning to question the genius of Sean Payton.
I called them the fraudulent Broncos,
Yeah.
the Broncos.
Yeah.
Because I never once believed in them all season, and
This was
I still don't.
This was a very like someone had to win this game.
Versus the better game, the Seahawks versus Rams, which was actually exciting, actually fun. I hear a lot of people saying it's one of the games of the year.
Yeah.
As we got to watch Puka Nacua and JS and Jackson Smith in Jigba going one-on-one. And it really felt like the next generation of star wide receivers is here officially. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, you guys have your peers, and it's these two guys.
Yeah. No, for sure. I think I agree with it being an entertaining game. Like, their first game, it was close, but it was like Darnold had 4 picks. Rams kind of like were in control more so. And then the second game, that Thursday night game, was incredible. Like 38-37 OT. Like that, I think that's the game of the year for me. But then, yeah, people were excited to get this matchup again in the NFC Championship, and it delivered. My note was just like the season in a nutshell almost. Like, you had Stafford playing like an MVP. You had Puka and JSN, like the 2 leading candidates for Offensive Player of the Year, like just doing what they do best. And I don't know, it was a great game, and I don't want to call it like the Super Bowl because it's one game. Who knows what's gonna happen on Sunday?
To me, it was.
But it very much so was just like, yeah, like one of these teams could very well be the team to win the Super Bowl. I'm one thing I will say too about Seattle is I'm glad Seattle is back, because I just feel like Seattle, like home playoff game, NFC Championship, like it's just
The league is better when Seattle is good.
The vibes are great.
I could say that much. League is better when Seattle is a good team.
Mm-hmm. And I think this game for sure was okay, like even the haters are kind of like, Darnold might actually be good now.
He was so good with
incredible.
the oblique strain too.
Yeah.
Like, injured or not.
Yeah. 300 yards, 3 TDs, no picks, just delivering the ball on the short, intermediate, and long, like anywhere on the field.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It really was. It was like Tom Brady versus Tom Brady with Stafford and Darnold both facing off in this game. It was so much fun. All you can ask for. And now we get Darnold versus Drake May in the Carolina Bowl as the North Carolina Tar Heel facing off against the former Carolina Panther. And a lot of the predictions for this game kind of already been said. As,
I guess
I guess I'll go first because
on the
Seahawks versus Rams was the what we said was the Super Bowl. Yeah.
One last thing about the Rams before we put that to bed. I just want to say, Stafford this playoffs had 936 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception in 3 games. Just like great. Like it's top 25 passing yards in a postseason, and he didn't make the Super Bowl. And then Puka in 3 games, 24 receptions, 332 receiving yards, and 2 TDs, which is insane. But it made me want to go look like where does he stand all time receiving yards in a postseason. It was somewhere around like 21. What do you think is the record for receiving yards in a postseason?
Cooper Kupp, Rams, Super Bowl MVP.
Good guess. Good guess. It was Larry Fitzgerald in 2008.
Wow, that
had in 4 games 30 receptions, 546 receiving yards, and 7 touchdowns.
Oh my gosh.
And so back at then they played 16 regular season games. That is 120 receptions, 2,184 yards, and 28 touchdown pace that Larry Fitzgerald did back in the day. And which makes me like even though I didn't watch the Super Bowl back then, just like mad that the Cardinals couldn't have been the champion of that season.
Yeah, that's so disappointing.
Kurt Warner was just slinging it to him. And then also Devontae Adams. Here's where I go back to my point of like the slander against quarterbacks is so amplified because obviously, yeah, they're the quarterback. They're like the guy who gets the ball on every play. But Devontae Adams is 0-5 in the NFC Championship. Like, could you imagine if a quarterback was 0-5 in the championship game? Like, they would.
A lot of that is Aaron Rodgers choking. Yeah. A lot of it is, and not just Aaron Rodgers.
Another thing too,
the Packers choking.
Aaron Rodgers getting that early Super Bowl in his career was like the best thing for him because essentially, after that Super Bowl win, he's having like the career that Josh Allen is having like now, where it's just like great. Like MVP worthy regular seasons kind of thing, and then just like he never made it back to the Super Bowl.
Never won another NFC championship.
It is tough. I feel bad
for
Tay. Like I did want to see him in the Super Bowl,
but no, 0-5. And now instead the Super Bowl, Super Bowl will be JSN versus Diggs. It's gonna be, of course, Darnold versus May. And my prediction officially for the game, and you're gonna like this scoreline. It's going to be 28-24 for the Seahawks.
Reversal of 2015,
a avenging of the demons, slaying them and putting them to rest, and yes, the exact same scoreline.
Yeah, it's interesting because immediately I want to pick Seattle, but then New England just keeps finding a way to get it done, and then also just like I could just totally see like Herbert, Stroud, Stidham, Darnold, like you know what I mean? Like those are the quarterbacks they've had to go through. Like, but I don't know. Seattle's been playing great.
Darnold's legit. Know.
I still don't know who I'm going to pick for the Super Bowl. I'll make a prediction now. I'll say 31-23 Seattle wins.
And there you have it. We both got the Seahawks taking her home.
But neither team made the playoffs. Like it's a strange Super Bowl.
And it's going to be a ton of fun.
It will be a ton of fun. Like it's just so strange. It's like normally, like last year, it was Chiefs Eagles. It's just like, yeah, that feels like what
Chiefs
the matchup. Like they were
Chiefs Eagles again, and yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think I went back historically to see the last time that both teams in the Super Bowl missed the playoffs the year before. I think it was the Rams Titans in like 2000, like the greatest show on turf.
Like the reaching over and not getting the 1 yard line. Dyson didn't get it. Yeah. Wow, or Tyson, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's been a while.
We got history coming up. We got history coming up.
Unprecedented matchup. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Seattle gets a way to get it done. I think, again, speaking on Sam Darnold, although he's been incredible, I think the the role for him in this game is don't lose the game. Like, I think the recipe for the Seahawks to lose is if Darnold turns the ball over like twice, like 2 picks, something like that, and gives the Patriots field position. And then people are like saying, it's like, oh well, Seattle's D, like, they didn't look that great last week. Like, Stafford lit him up. It's like, the Patriots offense has not looked good all postseason.
Patriots have been,
like, what makes you think that they're just gonna figure it out against the team that held the Niners to 6 points?
Do they really think Diggs is gonna pull a Puka Nakua performance out of his behind here? Like,
yeah, and who knows if Drake May, has a Super Bowl MVP worthy game, they can maybe do it. But I think he's going to have to, because they're not just going to be able to give it to Ramondre Stevenson like 25 times for like 80 yards and win the game.
The Rams D is too good. The Rams D is way too good for that.
Yeah,
you would pray, you hope.
Mike McDonald, he's been waiting for this. And then kind of just like a point on like the coaching carousel thing. As a Bills fan, when Joe Brady was first announced, I was kind of disappointed. But now I've totally come around on it, because you look at the Ravens. They let Mike McDonald go to the Seahawks. I'm sure every Ravens fan in the world would want Mike McDonald as their head coach right now. You look at the Falcons. They let Kyle Shanahan go. They haven't made the playoffs, or maybe they made the playoffs once after the Super Bowl.
Didn't go,
but
well,
it's just like, like Joe Brady was getting OC jobs, even like head coach interviews and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, maybe you don't want to lose that guy that you have internally. So who knows? And then I've liked the DC OC hires that we've made. We got the like Broncos OC.
Okay. If he can make,
although he wasn't the play caller, but he won't be the play caller in Buffalo. It's still going to be Joe Brady.
Yeah. If he can make Bo Nix good, then who knows? He could do anything.
Yeah, we got a former Bill who's the new DC. He was the passing defense DC in Denver last year.
Okay.
So like, obviously he has Surtain to work with and stuff like that.
Helps
but like,
a bit.
I don't know.
He's a successful guy. We'll see.
Optimistic.
Of course, we got the Super Bowl coming up this Sunday. I'll be doing a watch along
Super
for
Bowl
it.
MVP prediction.
Ooh, that's going to be Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, I think that's a really good bet.
I think he's gonna have 180 yards and a touchdown, but just one.
Yeah,
it's either him.
I think there's a real chance that like he could break a Super Bowl record.
I would love to watch that. I think either that or Kenneth Walker. Just goes crazy with no.
You think it's going to be a skill position guy? You don't think it's Darnold?
Part of me thinks no. If it's not going to be a skill position guy, it's going to be a defensive guy for either team.
Fair enough.
Whether that be a Christian Gonzalez who has a lockdown game when the Pats win, or anyone on this defense for the Seahawks, because they have so many players.
Yeah, I also say JSN is going to do it, because like I don't know, but if Darnold does. Like, if he has the same stat line that he did in the NFC Championship, he's Super Bowl MVP. Like, They won't not give it to him. Even if JSN's incredible. Like, it's one of those, like, how regular season MVP, like, is very skewed towards quarterbacks Super Bowl MVP. Like they gave...
Unless it's a big defensive
Brady
game.
They gave Brady it in the, like, year when Edelman went off, and then Brady was even, like...
It should have been Edelman.
Yeah, like
because Von Miller won it in the Broncos one, and that was very deserved. As Peyton Manning wasn't very good.
Yeah, like Cup won it in 2022. It was Hurts last year. Mahomes the 2 years before.
Yeah.
Mahomes the year before.
Brady won it in Tampa.
Brady won it. So yeah, it's
very quarterback skewed. But
I'm predicting a big game from JSN.
I'm cheering for history, so I'd love to see it. And that will be all we have time for today. As hope you enjoyed a little extra long edition with Nolan Thode officially here on the CollingsThodeNetwork. We'll be back to our regular scheduled programming probably up until the summer, when his schedule gets a whole lot lighter. And this gets a whole lot more fun. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon, as
go Seattle.
We're going to have a very fun time. Go Seattle. No one wants to see the Patriots win.
Like,
of course.
Just revenge for
the 1 yard line.
1 yard line. Like, obviously these are different teams, different regimes, but like, if you're a Seahawks fan,
you need this.
That still stings.
And so that's going to be all we have time for today, everyone. Peace.